everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K. I'm Carla and I am here for my WIP Parade. But before we start my WIP Parade, I have had such a busy November. I just wanted to share a few finishes that I was able to do and also talk about my plans as I'm going through my WIP Parade. So let's start off. I wanted to show you, I was in the, what is the group called? It is out of Pittsburgh. We have a group that meets, the Ste City, now it's, the name is escaping me, of the group. Anyways, we did a 5 floss challenge, and what it was somebody had wrapped individual DMC up in Christmas wrapping, and you picked 5 of them out of the basket. You have no idea what color it is. Whatever 5 you get, you need to come up with a design or a pattern. I got a lot of pinks with mine. I made a pink flamingo. I will try and insert the picture here. I just got the one that somebody made that I got out of it, that she made with her 5 colors, and it's really cool. And it is Amanda White stitched this, and it's a camel. Now, many of you know my daughter was deployed to Egypt, so I will fully finish this some way, and it will probably become something for her because she loved the camels when she was stationed in Egypt here about a year ago. So I wanted to share that. I also wanted to share with you my finish. I actually have, okay, so this was a scrap fabric. I finished this before, and then I still had enough left on it to make another one. So I've made 2. I'm going to make these into ornaments. I'm going to gift them to 2 of my staff members at work. So that's on my agenda to do this weekend. And this is actually, the pattern is called, I have it right here. The pattern is called Making Friends, and it's from Pine Mountain. So if you're interested in that, it's 39 by 42, and like I said, I had a scrap piece of fabric. So look, I managed on this little piece of fabric that I had, because I'm very frugal, I don't get rid of fabric. So on this little piece of fabric, I was able to do 2 ornaments. So I will finish those and fully finish those later today. I also, in November, had a start and a finish I'm really excited about. I purchased this when we went to Galleria. I saw the mock-up. I'm looking around to see. I don't see the pattern here anymore. I'm not sure. Oh, it's over there. Anyways, fell in love with the mock-up. Had to get it. This will also be a gift that I plan to FFO today or this weekend for my director at work who has chickens. And I thought this was very fitting. And it's What the Cluck. I did stitch this on a Volcano fabric. She is a Facebook group. Check her out, Volcano. I think that's Volcano Stitching. That's her name, because I happen to have another packet of her fabric that I had found in my stash that I hadn't even opened yet. So I got a grab bag. It was a $50 grab bag of 32 count even weave, and as you can tell, there's some really good pieces of fabric in here. But this isn't about haul, but you can look her up on Volcano Stitchery. She does not name her fabric. She gives them numbers, and I'm not sure if the numbers has anything to do with the dyes or what, but they don't have a name. But I really like this. This was a fun stitch. I did change out the colors on the barn. I used Victoria Motto, one of her red threads. I can't remember the name. I wrote it down in my book somewhere. So, speaking of which, hence the reason we're doing the WIP Parade. One of the other things I'm really super excited about is I have a happy planner, but my happy planner, this happy planner per se, is more about finishes. Thank you to Corinne from Grace Notes Fabrics. We went on retreat together. She brought hers and I fell in love, and so, you know, I had to have it. So this, very quickly, I'm just going to tell you very quickly, I have divided up by my WIPs. So if I flip here, I went on Etsy. I found paper that is a little bit different, and it's got all the information that I need. So these are my active WIPs, and I have a sprocket printer. And so on the sprocket printer, I can print out where I was. As you can see, this is where I was in 2021, 2022. And then this is where I am at the end of this year on this project. So you can see the progress. I like that, progress photos. So I have all of my WIPs. I certainly do not have all of my pictures in here yet. So I thought this would be a great time. Like, look at the progress. That's on my chocolate, more chocolate, in just this year, the progress I made. So I thought it was really cool to do that, kind of give me an idea, and it's kind of a record of where I've been. So this is where I was on California Dreaming, and I haven't gotten my picture for this year yet. So I really am using this WIP video to be twofold. It's going to help me to make sure I get all my pictures for the year, for my progress, and update my book. The other tab that I have in here are my finishes. Oh, let me see. Oh, I had a UFO list because there is some items that as we go through, I decided to UFO. But here are my finishes, and I have them in order by date I finished them. And I put the picture of the finished WIP in the front. And this gives me all of my details about the project. You know, how many WIPs do we finish? And I mean, it's a sprocket. It's not, you can get them on Amazon. The paper is what the paper is. It doesn't run with ink, so it's not like an inkjet. Look, it's got my Making Friends. When I fully finish, I will put a full, like the fully finished FFO picture, because I like to see how I fully finish some of these, see? And it's got, like, if I gifted it to somebody, but anyways, it was kind of neat going down through memory lane and seeing all the WIPs that I finished that I had pictures of. I don't have pictures of all of them. I wish I did. But now I know for next year. Oh, I set this in something. I don't know what I set that in, but I don't want it on my stuff. It found something sticky somewhere. I don't want that on anything. Okay. So anyways, I thought I was really excited about this, and I wanted to share it with you. So that's why today is twofold, because I want to see what WIPs I have that I'm going to take into the next year of 2024, and what WIPs will not go into 2024 and will be put into a timeout. I hate to say like a, what do you say? Not gonna, like a UFO, unfinished object, but definitely one that I'm probably not going to put a lot of stitches in the near future. So we call it a timeout. The other thing I wanted to show you very quickly, Mind Your Needle. I got a needle minder from them, and I just had to show it today. It said, "You smell like drama and a headache. Please get out of my bubble." And it's got a little unicorn. Where am I at? A little unicorn in there in her little bubble. I just thought it was cute. That's Mind Your Needle. They're also on Facebook. It's a Facebook group, and she's always having sales and whatnot, so check her out. And I have my first pain-free crafts pattern ever. You guys, if you've watched me, you know I like Jack and Sally on Nightmare Before Christmas. And I saw this and decided I had to have it. So I have my first kit. It's called the Mona Lisa. It's got Sally. I tried to see if there was a Jack that was like a companion piece, but I didn't find anything anywhere. But fully kitted, everything in there that I need. And this may be a start for next year because, you know, as Jamie says, I like big projects. So this is on the docket for a possible start next year. Maybe. I want to finish some things too. Okay, and I know we haven't even started in the WIPs. I'm 10 minutes in, but I have to say, if I didn't say this now, I will be regretting it later. So my sister and I have decided this year that we were going to do an advent calendar for each other. So it's been a lot of fun. We started 25 days. We set a limit on how much we could spend. And we have exchanged at the beginning of the month. So every day we open up one of our gifts. It's been so much fun. You never know what you're going to get. And I've gotten t-shirts, and I got frames for framing, and I'm looking over there at the box right now because it's got, I will do that in a different video, but it's very neat and very fun. If you have somebody, I know it just makes Christmas a little bit more than your average. We've already decided between the two of us, we're going to do it again next year. And when we plan for it, like how we did this year, all year when I was at places, I had that in the back of my mind, and I was kind of squirreling away things for her. And then at the end of the year when I was getting her box together, it was kind of fun putting it all back together and seeing and hearing if she likes it or she doesn't like it. But she did something above and beyond, because if you know my sister, she always does things above and beyond, and I love her for it. One of the things that she did was she came to me with this box, and she said, if you don't want it, that's fine. I'll take it. If you do want it, that's great. Do something with it. And I was like, okay, where's this going? Well, she has created in this box, whoops, that's my floss list, okay? She has created, and this isn't even part of the Advent. This is just something she did. Look at this. There's 25 pillow boxes in here, I believe. There's one missing because I took it to work, and I've been working on it on my lunch break. And I finished it, but I forgot it at work, so I didn't bring it back. But I wanted to pull my next one while I'm here with you so you can see. So just randomly pull a box. These are little pillow boxes. This is just the neatest idea. I don't know why, because I do big things, but this is fun. So you pull out your pillow box. This is what she did. Inside each one has a piece of Aida fabric, just Aida, nothing too fancy. It has the pattern. I'm not going to show you, but it has a pattern. Then she she's wrapped the floss. She took gift tags. I'm going to unwrap this. Now, I do have a little pair of scissors that I have at work and I leave there. And I did take a card of extra floss from the floss list. So if I do run out, I have it. She put a needle in. Every package, she said, has a needle. Then she did, look, took this gift tag. And this is the one that's for backstitch. And she's put every symbol that's on that pattern. So it's right here with a length of floss. So when I go, I have everything I need right here to do an ornament size finish. And it's not a big kit. It's not anything extravagant. And it's just little Christmas ornaments. The one I did already that's at the office, I have to backstitch yet, but it's a gnome. And it's so cute. It's so cute. But how cool is that? I was kind of surprised how much fun I was having with it. And I have some ornament kits, like those dimension ornament kits, stocking things that I don't ever, because it's a great big piece of Aida, and I'm not an Aida stitcher, but for these little things to do as an ornament for your tree, it's perfect. Perfect. You can see the holes. You don't need a special light. And you can very easily stitch something like this in your hand. And I'm not an in-hand stitcher, but something like this with this Aida, you can stitch it in your hand. So it goes right back into my pillow box. Whoop, there you go. Everything will be right there, and it'll be ready for me to go. And then at the end of the year, I'll have 25 ornaments. So I think that's pretty cool. And I can just grab one, I take it into work. When that one's done, I'll grab another one. And, I'm getting about 100 stitches on my lunch break, so it's not going to take long. But I thought that was really neat, and it's really broadened my perspective of doing something with some of these kits that I've purchased of stockings and stuff that I just didn't want to do. I'm like, I can cut that down. I can kit them up into smaller individual ornaments and put them in those little pillow boxes. So thank you, Sherry, for this, because this is a fantastic idea, and I wanted to share it with everybody else. Okay. Are you ready for the WIP Parade? Okay, we're 14 minutes in. I hope you got your coffee. If you're just joining me, thank you for coming. It's usually kind of chaotic, as Jamie says. The squirrels in Carla's head are always on the run. You never know what you're going to find. Happy holidays. Get your coffee, get your drink. Oh, it's going to be, I'm looking over here. I got a world of cross stitch to show you. I'm so happy to show you. There is no order or rhyme or reason to anything I'm about to show you. I will preface with that. Hopefully, you will enjoy this as much as I'm going to enjoy giving it. So I have a list of all of my WIPs. It's 4 pages. I could have told you how many, but you can keep track if you really want to. Some of these will be a finish. I'm going to point out the ones that I plan to finish this year. And we're going to start off with the Haunted Mansion Sal. So this is mine. I finally got mine back. As you know, if you followed me, we've been doing a round robin with 9 of us. And now that it's back, I have the last room to do. And this is on a Grace Notes fabric. And the design is by Tiny Modernist. It is Haunted Mansion. And it originally was released as a mystery sal. And since then, it is no longer a mystery. It is 156 stitches by 224 stitches. And I started this November 27th, 2022. So far, between all of the Haunted Mansions that has cycled around, I've done 7,303 stitches. Oh, wait a minute. I'm showing you the back. Here we go. I didn't bring a board. I should have brought a board. So this one is mine. It's been passed around, so I just have the last room up top to do. I'm going to finish that this weekend, and then it will become an FFO very soon because I already have a frame for this. And the moon I did with some farmhouse flossies. I don't remember the color. I wasn't very good at writing this stuff down in the beginning. I need to be better at that. And everybody kind of took a room, or the pumpkins in the front, or the trees on the side. So I love how this has turned out. It's been a lot of fun stitching on other people's WIPs as it's come around to me, and stitching with their flosses. So, and I still have some fabric left, so I can use that fabric for something else. So Haunted Mansion is on the docket to be a finish. This will be a finish this year. So this will not make it to next year. I can promise you that. It won't even make it to next week. Next up is Toil and Trouble, and that's because it's sitting right here in front of me. Toil and Trouble is a pattern by Plum Street Sampler. And, whoop, my little tag come off. Hold on a second. Hold, please. Okay, I don't want to lose tags. I started this December 24th, 2021, which you will see a trend with that. I am doing it on a 25 count ivory even weave. And it will look, I've changed colors, but this is my working copy, but it says Double Double, Toil and Trouble, Fire Burn, and Cauldron Bubble. So this is how it looks. I am possibly going to finish this as well this year. This is the next one after Haunted Mansion to get some attention. So possibly can be a finish yet this year. If not, definitely will be a finish next year. I got plenty of space. I am doing this 1/1 on 25 count. And that is Toil and Trouble. I did a lot of work on this at my recent retreat that I was on. And I have this in a Black Cat Stitchery. I think it is a Black Cat Stitchery bag. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. I don't know. It's a Halloween bag, so it's got my Halloween project. So that's why these two were out here easily accessible, is because this is a plan for a finish, push for a finish this year, because Jamie and Karen convinced me that I should not hold on to things and get them done and not carry them into next year. In Toil and Trouble, I've done 1,783 stitches so far this year. Okay, let's continue on, shall we? Some of these might be a surprise. Oh, that didn't want that to happen. Okay, this is, first of all, I should probably pull out and insert a picture. This is, I'm just going to do pictures. I'll insert pictures of the patterns. Okay, so this is the big pig. I started this with Lynn, my friend Lynn, and then I restarted it because when I started it on gridded fabric and realized it had a whole lot of white stitches, and I was not a fan of white on white stitching. So I've changed it over to a mushroom Lugana. And let's see, on this round of the big pig, I've done 3,446 stitches. So this is where I lied. I did 1,061 stitches. So this is where I've gotten to for this year on the big pig. You can see the word pig. And this was a start March 3rd of this year. And it's a design by Jonathan Wolstenholme. It is a Heaven and Earth design. So it is 450 by 628 if you're curious. And you're saying, I want to stitch that. It is in my pink bag from Cat X Stitchery. She made me some sleeves, and it's great for when I want to travel and do things. So I think what I'm going to do is put these on this side as I go through them. Next, I have my North Pole Sal. This was a start in August. It was started at the Grace Notes Retreat, and I'm looking to see. Welcome to the North Pole, August 11th. I've only done 463 stitches, so the bag was one of the Cat X Stitcheries. It was exclusive for that retreat, along with, here's the pattern, Welcome to the North Pole. The idea was you were to do a section of this each month, like it was split, because there's 12 pages, so you did a page a month. Carla has not done that. I have all the called for colors. It's all here. Such pretty colors. I don't know what's in that. I just got all kinds of stuff flying around here. I'm doing mine on a 32 count Lugana by Grace Notes Fabrics called Joy to the World. I have it on a lap stand. I never even took it off my lap stand. So that tells you something, right? And I've got still on here. I kind of should have loosened that. Okay. I got some needle minders that people had given me at the retreat. So I think Diana gave me the sunflower, and look at the little gnome on the flamingo, M&M. So the only thing I got done is the little thing across the top, and I started on a pole. So it's not, I'm going to have plenty of fabric left. I debated on just going ahead and cutting it down and serging it to this right size, but I'll just keep going along with it. But I like how the colors are popping on this, Joy to the World. This one won't be done. Maybe in the coming year. I don't foresee it getting done anytime soon, but maybe I'll get it done before I go to the next Grace Notes retreat in August. By the way, if you're looking for a challenge group, WIP Warriors has opened to new members. This is December 9th, 2023. They will be open until, usually they close down January 1st. So if you're looking for a challenge group, check out WIP Warriors. They got a lot of challenges for individuals, groups. Get you stitching. The road trip will be going on again next year. They're going to Australia. I am not an admin next year. I took a back seat, if you will. so I can concentrate more on my stitching next year. But it is there if you're interested. Whew, okay. My goodness, this has been one of my favorites. It's US Travel Shelf. I'm doing a stitch along with this. There's probably about 15 of us that are doing this together. And I at least have committed to doing 1 week every month. So over the next year, you're going to see this every month because I'm doing a week a month. I started this on October 6th of this year. I have done a lot of stitches. I'm over 13,000 stitches on it in just the last 3 months by doing it 1 week at a time. I just finished for my December yesterday. I'm doing it the first week of the month. It is, let's see, 750 stitches by 530. It's a design by Amy Stewart. It is on 25 count easy grid fabric. It is a big one for sure, but look at how far I am. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going on an angle. This is already the first book. And I really am having fun with it. I look forward to taking it out each month, giving it a good week. I've been averaging between 3,000 and 5,000 on it a week, so that's really great. It's really been a fun stitch, seeing all the things like the people. So US Travel Shelf. This is regular, and I do 1/1 full cross because my brain will not let me do otherwise. My friend Lynn got me the bag made by Cat X Stitchery for my scrolls, and I asked her if she had any more of the fabric left, and she did, and I said, will you make me scroll rod covers that match? So, considering for the last 2 years I've been traveling around the U.S. in the WIP Warrior group on their road trip and having people go to different brick and mortar shops and camping and all the things, this is kind of a memory piece, I guess, for me. Because that's the first time I've like really adminned a group and ran it. So, and it was fun, but it was time consuming. So I'm ready to take the back seat for sure. So that is US Travel Shelf, and I have it in regular. They have it in max color and all kinds of other things, but okay, I just keep pulling from what's behind me. This is Stargazer, my other favorite. So this one has gotten a lot of love this year because my husband really likes this one. So I've done on this, I started it October 30th of 2020. It was a limited edition release on Heaven and Earth Design. Jeff Haney, I believe, is the artist. And I've done this year 16,829 stitches on it. It will be 700 stitches wide, 700 by 501 stitch. You got to get that extra one, right? Okay, look at, oh, I just love it. So this is where I am. I started out doing stair step. So you can see I was stepping the stairs. Some of it's even rolled up into my roll. Barely, just a little bit, but there is some. And then Royal Rose came out with their new method, and I thought, well, that might be interesting. Let me try that. So I Royal Rode my way across, and then I came back, picked up wherever I was over here, Royal Road across again. And as you can see, this is a really good project for Royal Rose. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do a search on Royal Rose. There's all kinds of tutorials, but basically you're stitching across. Like you take a couple of like deep and you go across. Some people do 2, some people do 3. I just go with what makes sense to me and where I'm at in my pattern, but it's really kind of nice. You know, I'll start filling in this section and work my way across. When I get to the other side, I'll come back over here and I'll work my way across. I do a lot of feathering, you can see, so I don't see lines in my project. I haven't had any issues with that. But this has been a lot of fun to stitch. I am so glad that I got it. My husband is really anxious for me to get it done. Look, you can see Gemini here. There's Taurus. So it's got all the different constellations. It's just a neat one. I'm torn to do this one a week of each month as well next year because I really want to do some progress on it. I don't want to neglect some of the other ones that I want to stitch too. That's the problem. I have so many that I like to stitch on. To give them their due, it's a challenge to give them all the love that they deserve, right? Do you find yourself like feeling that way? Or are you like, Carly, you're crazy? All right. Folk Witch. So Folk Witch, let me see, is by Medusa Doll Maker. It is a Gecko Rouge pattern. I started this June 4th of 2021. I've done 4,159 stitches this year. I've made some progress. Not a lot, but I have made some progress. Enough that I'm okay to continue on. This is where I've gotten to. Now, I kind of have been playing around, working across, coming down. Not sure really what I'm doing here. There's no real rhyme or reason. I started filling in these flowers, a lot of confetti in here. There's an arbor. So, but she's really pretty. And I saw somebody stitching on this from Canada, and she finished it, and then I was just in love. I had to have it. So, you know, Carla does have FOMO too. I own it. I admit it. If somebody's doing something and you want me to do it with you, Carla's probably going to jump in. That's how I end up with doing the big pig, because people were teasing Lynn, and I was like, oh no, I'll do it with you, Lynn. They can tease us both then, because nobody should shirk that, right? And then I found out there's other people doing the pig too that I know. So, hey. So there is Folk Witch. And let me wrap. I just have that in one of the Garon toten bags wraps. I don't know what they call them on their site, but it's just a wrap to protect it. I think I have that one. I'm just working my way. Let's see. Oh, this is Land of the Free. This is one that I really like stitching, and I thought might be a finish this year. Now I'm second guessing. I don't know that I'll be able to get a finish in it, but it is a good piece to take on retreats. Oh my goodness, if I can get it out of the bag. Okay, so Land of the Free. This is by Kimberly Mueller. Here's my working copy. I have completely changed the colors somewhat, especially on the houses. I've changed them to Victoria Motto. I went with the primitive colors. This is on, I don't know, fabric. We'll call it a mystery. I think it's platinum, but I'm not 100% sure. I know it's an even weave, and I'm doing it 2/2, and that's where I am so far. I've done a lot of progress on this year, like a lot. The house has come to play. Done a lot of progress on this. I really enjoy stitching on it, but I just don't get it out enough. But this is a nice one for stitching and traveling with. So, and let me see. Land of the Free is. Let me look at my list. It is 329 by 101. I started it December 19th, 2021, and I did this year 3,119 stitches on it. So that's all right with me, I guess. I have figured out later in the year that by doing devoting a week, it's less changing of projects, which is a positive. And it gives me a good progress that when I do have it out, I feel like I can see progress. I'm going to leave that one up there. I know I got to take pictures of. So I do like doing the one project a week. I switch it out on Friday or Saturday, depending on where I am with all of my challenge groups. But this is another one of my favorites. Oh my goodness. So this one, I think I like the colors. It's Alligator Girl. I have it on 25 count easy grid. The design is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. It is a heaven and earth design. I do keep them on my scroll rods typically, but I loosen so there's not tension on the fabric. And this is, I've done 6,271 stitches this year. She is 450 by 562, and I started her July 22nd of 2020. And this is how far I am. So you can see I was also doing stair step with her, and then I decided to go to Royal Rows. So I've already made it to the other corner. So you have both corners, and I've been royal rowing my way across, and I'll keep going across with the Royal Rows until I get down here, and then I'll roll her. But we're starting to get her flowers, the swamp in the background. Like the colors on this, just, they pull me in. So got a little cabin down here with the light. It's a little bit of it's rolled into my roll, but not much. You're not missing much. Just a little bit down there. But yeah. So there is Alligator Girl. Where she is for 2023. Right? I've decided I need to finish some stuff so I can use my scroll rods for other projects I want to start. Okay. So some of these I don't think I have pictures of, so I'm going to be going through my book afterwards and pulling these back out as I'm putting them away to take pictures and get them all ready for 2024. This is Sunday Delight. This was a rack given to me from my friend Joni, and I haven't heard from Joni in a while. Joni, if you're out there, leave me a comment below that you're still watching my progress on this. Joni gave me Sunday Delight. When did I start this? I'm looking at my list. I started this May 9th of 2020. It's a design by Randall Spangler, and it is on Heaven and Earth Designs. You'll see a trend there. I do like Heaven and Earth Designs. 400 by 394. I did 3,681 stitches this year, and this is where I am now. So I did a lot of here and a lot of this jar. It's got Krynic in there. I've been using Treasure Braid instead. A little bit down here, but mostly I've been working on this part. I debated on converting to Royal Rose with this and working my way across, but there's a lot of stripes. I'm not sure that the pattern calls me to do that yet. I might. I was just really trying to work on the silverware, and I might switch over to Royal Rose. I haven't decided. And my little gingerbread house is getting upside down. But so this is Sunday Delight. And that's how far I am. Hope you guys like a good WIP parade. I hope this is a good WIP parade for you. One of these days I need to go through my projects that I have kitted that I haven't started, because I've got a whole shelf over here full of things I have kitted, wanting to start and haven't started. Oh my goodness. This is in one of my black Cat X Stitchery bags. That is so nice. It's 2 layers. It's very nice. This one has a handle, so I can take it to retreat very easily. If I was going to take these big projects to retreat. I don't know if I am or not. Okay, let's see. This one's not started yet, so that's... What do we got here? Walk through the Highlands. I must have taken this somewhere because I have pulled out Floss off my Annie's Keepers and it's hooked to the scroll. So I must have been working on something somewhere. So Walk Through the Highlands is Jasmine Beckett Griffith as well. She's 350 by 467. I started her November 22nd, 2020, and she currently has 6,631 stitches on her. So this is where I am so far. I went over, this is the very corner, because I started to do the Royal Rose on her, and then I realized that I've messed up somewhere in here. So I've come to do what I know is right, and then I'm backfilling in this area that you see that is white. I'm just backfilling in there. It's background colors because this is where her head is going to start. And I don't know where I messed up, but I've lost like a whole section here. So I'm just making it work because I'm certainly not going to pull this out and restart it. I can guarantee you that. So that's where I am. As you can see, I was stair-stepping, and I decided to start doing the royal row on it. I do stitch faster using that method. I'm not sure why. And it gets me out of areas that are just, for lack of a better word, boring. You know, who wants to sit in the opera? I know that's what's in this bag. This is my Gayron toting bags. I started this. This is one of my oldies but goodies. Phantom of the Opera is started in November 1st, 2019. This is pre-COVID. I should have this done, and I don't. 6,519 stitches on it this year. I should have this done. It lives on my Q-snap. It lives in here. I should have more done on this than I do, but that's okay. I'm still happy with what I got done. So Phantom of the Opera, this is a quick stitch. So it's only a section. The bigger part is the heroes and heroines on Heaven and Earth Design. It's an Amy Stewart pattern. This is 350 by 330. I did 6,519 stitches, and it's a quick stitch of a bigger pattern. So I've made it to the top on both sides, top corners. They're there. Lot of treasure braid in here because of the chandelier. Lots of treasure braid. Then I worked down here so that I could get his face, her face, so you can see them in the books. So my goal for this year, let's just start throwing goals out there. I'll be like Jen, the caffeinated stitcher. Whoa, here we go. The goal for this year in 2024 is to get all of this filled in so I'm down here level. That's a good goal, right? See, Jen's a bad influence. Look, you can see money up here falling from the shelf that was above it. Oh, just lost my magnet for my needle miter. So you can see the money falling down. That's because the Great Gatsby is the shelf above it, if you saw the whole piece. But this is so cool. And these are my bobbies. If you have not seen these before, they really help to kind of keep your threads corralled when you're not stitching. Yeah, this is one of my favorites, I think. It is. I don't know. It's fun stitch. It's great colors. But that's my goal. I want to get that section done. I think I could do it, right? That's my goal. We'll see. It's good to have goals. If you haven't watched Jen the Caffeinated Stitcher, you should. She is too funny. Like, oh my goodness, she cracks me up. Okay, this was a start this year. Nightingale by Mirabilia, I believe. Is it a Mirabilia? Yep, Nightingale. This was started because I lost a bet. I have all the stuff. It's in my Black Cat X Stitchery bag. Are you seeing a trend? And it is on an Under the Sea Fabrics. I changed fabrics on this multiple times, but I ended up putting it on Under the Sea Fabric called Hamlet. It's 28 count. And I'm selling this with Diane. And my whole goal was to be able to know what was at the top and have some direction. So this is the direction. She has only been stitched on one session. I had to get to 500. I think I got 503 stitches on her. So I will bring her out at some point. She will get a week's worth when it gets called on my WIP Go. I did not like the greens. I felt like the purples are going to make some of these colors really pop. I got the bead pack. Everything right there ready to go. And I just have to do it, right? I'm reaching this one. That one isn't started yet. That's on my plans to start. So that is not a WIP. Here is another WIP. This is my Dressed Monkey on a Throne. I need to loosen this up because I've got stuff scrolled up. Okay. So Dressed Monkey on the Throne has got some love this year. This is, if you do a search for Dressed Monkey on the Throne, you will get all kinds of populations for this. and it will tell you, show you, but that's the pattern. This is where I've gotten to. I am stitching this on a oatmeal Aida of some sort. I think it's an Aida. It might be an even weave. It's not. It's kind of stiff like an Aida. I don't know, but it doesn't look like an Aida. So I'm doing it 2/2 or 2/1. Sorry, 2/1. And what do you think of my emoji? My little coffee needle minder and my little poo-poo emoji, because she's on the commode. So this is where I've gotten a bunch of us started this because of virtual stitchers one night. So a bunch of us decided to start this little girl here, and some of them finished. I am not one that has finished yet, but this year I'm planning on making this maybe my camper piece, so that it's easy to stitch on. I think I might leave it at the camp and just work on this when I'm at camp. I don't know. I'm debating. It's a thought in the back of my brain if I want to do that, or how to handle this piece, because I do want to get it done. I think I could finish it this year if I concentrated. So let me see, how many stitches did I do on that one? Where's it at? Dress Monkey on the Throne. X Stitchery shop on Etsy is what I have down. It's 165 by 200. I started it February 29th, 2020, and I did 3,575 stitches this year, and that's been mostly her face, her body, all of this over here. So, and I don't have anything gridded, so I'm just working my way across. So, fun to stitch. I don't know if I have a picture of where I'm at on that one, so I'm going to leave this one out here front and center as well. Okay. I'm pulling things across. Nope, this one is not started yet, so I'm not going to make that part of my WIP Parade. This one is. This is Rosie the Riveter. It's a Gecko Rouge pattern. The designer is Sarah Bowersock. And this was a lot different than I expected. So this is the pattern. And it is a Gecko Rouge, Sarah Bowersock. It is confetti, 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 confetti. It's not a big piece. Let's see, where is she on my list? Rosie the Riveter. She is 192 by 252, so she's not exorbitantly huge. I started December 15th, 2021. I did 1,171 stitches this year. My plan was, I started this when my daughter got deployed to Egypt, because Rachel is all about dressing up like Rosie the Riveter for Halloween in high school. Like, she really, did a research paper on her. And she can play the Rosie the Riveter. I wish I had pictures of when she dressed up like her, because you guys would get a kick out of that. But this is how far I've gotten. I'm telling you what, there is confetti all through this stuff. You would not think, because it does not look. But I'm telling you right now, it is full of stuff. So this is how far I've gotten. This is one that I don't know. I'm debating on a timeout. I don't think she's as excited about this as she used to be. I have all of this floss. It's such pretty floss. And they're pretty colors. And, it's just a tangled mess right now. But I don't know. That's one that's potential as a potential to be put in timeout. I'll do the week when it's called. I think it is on my WIPCO board. And if you don't know what WIPCO is, check out Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She does a video on what WIPCO is. There's a group called WIPCO. She basically makes a bingo board, and you make a bingo board with your WIPs. She calls 2 numbers a month, and you stitch on what's called and see if you can meet your own goals. There's no prizes unless you make your own prizes. I cannot get that bugger to go down in there. Oh, there you little bugger. It's getting all hot up. Here. Let's do this the right way. Let's put this in like this. Okay. Maybe I should make this one my camping piece. I wouldn't mind not stitching on it much. That's why I think it's probably going to be in my... If it doesn't make it into my timeout bag this year, it's probably going to be in there next year unless I get past the point of, okay, I'll stitch it now. I don't know. Let's see. This is a Heaven and Earth piece called Once Upon a Fairy Tale. It is by Jenna Del Grotaglia. I'm probably butchering that name. I really like this piece. I have a plan for this piece. I don't know. She looks very facetious. And I want to put this on the door coming into my stitching room. Because I think, you know, that's, I don't know. That's what I want. This is Max Color. So, you know, I do not have this on scroll rods. But I do a lot of work on this. Once Upon a Fairy Tale. 2,323 stitches. It is 625 by 729. And I started it February 2nd of 2020. And that's where I'm at. I started the Royal Row method. I'm over the halfway point because I thought this would be a better, get me out of all of this. Let me move over into some fun stuff. And I could work my way across. As I looked at the pattern, I really thought that coming across will open up more and it'll just develop faster, maybe. But you can see the leaves, and that's where I'm at. That is Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I call it the red dress because there's two Once Upon a Fairy Tales that's out there on the website for Heaven and Earth. One is by Amy Stewart, which I'd also started, which has gone into the UFO. I started it with a whole bunch of other people, and then I just really wasn't enjoying stitching on it and decided I have enough shelves, I don't need more, and UFO'd it. So there is that. Next up, Cot Wald Fields by Teresa Kogut. It's on 25 count Lugana by Grace Notes Fabrics. And I believe I have this on Joy to the World fabric. So this is the pattern. And I have not done any stitches on this year at all. None. Big fat 0. And I do like it, so I don't know why I haven't. But maybe it'll get some stitches. It's not... I'm doing it 1/1. Look at how wrinkled that is. And that's as far as I've gotten. And this is on Joy to the World by Grace Notes Fabrics. As you can see, I did this, and the fox. Haven't done the letters. That's it. Oh, I guess it's not a fox, it's a chicken. Started in the letters. But 1/1 with one thread. I don't know. I like stitching that. I don't know why I haven't. Haven't given it any attention this year. I believe it is on my WIP Go board. If it's not, I need to make sure it is. Because I do want to stitch it. I don't know why I have it in such a big bag for such a small piece. Okay. Next up. Baby Yoda. 250 by 350 stitches. This is Baby Yoda. This is one that I started for Samantha because if I'm going to do Rosie the Riveter for Rachel, I need to do something for her. This is on Xana Cross Stitch on Etsy. I started it December 28th, 2021, which was Samantha's birthday. And I have not worked on it at all this year. Nothing. So this is as far as I've gotten. But I have not done any stitches on it this year at all. That's so sad. This is all the wider it is. So it's not hugely wide. You can see where that little dot is, that white star. If you can see it right there. I'm over the halfway point coming across. So I'm over halfway. I don't know. And it's not, you know, hugely huge. We'll see. This should get some attention this year, right? Right? I'm going to say, sure, sure, Carla, sure. This one I definitely know I don't have a picture of, so. All right. Okay, that's patterns. Let's see. What's this? This is freebie. Did I start this? I don't think I even started this. No, I didn't start this. So that it's kitted. Everything's in here. I haven't started it, so we're not going to look at it because it's not been started. That needs to go into started or kitted and not started bin. This one is Heritage Sampler by Plum Street. I have it on a 30 count antique lamb's wool. Boys, it's a stiff fabric for sure. So it looks like this is my working copy. Looks like this. If you've not seen it before, Plum Street Samplers, Heritage. And this is how far I've gotten. So, I got a ways to go. But look at the colors. I just like how the colors pop on this. Lamb's wool is very stiff. This is a good, if I was stitching in hand, but I don't stitch in hand. But you can see, I've made some progress. I was working on the border, right? You want to make sure your border has enough. Boy, I hope it does. We'll find out soon. Maybe this year my goal will be to get down to the bottom of the border. Ha! Must be working out of master set for this because there's no floss in here with this. So I'm going to guess that that's with the master set. Okay. Which one is this? This is Twilight, 25 count easy grid 1/1. I like Twilight. I don't think I've worked on this one this year either. Heritage Sampler. Did I work on that one? No, I did not. It's 168 by 185, and I started December 19th, 2021. Twilight, as I'm looking through my papers here. Twilight, I've not done any stitches on this year either. It's by James Christensen on Heaven and Earth Design. It's 450 by 640, and I started it October 10th of 2020. And I did not do any stitches in 2023. I would like to get across, I think a week per project is going to help me. So I did my WIP Go board a little different this year. I didn't do WIP Go this past year. I failed at it miserably. And I may fail at it again this year. But what I did was I paired up a full coverage with a non-full coverage piece. And so each box has two. It has a full coverage and a non-full coverage. So when Jessie calls the numbers, I'm going to decide which of those two is going to get 5 days of stitching and which is going to get 2 days of stitching. The reason I did that is because I want to be able to, in the summer when we do a lot of camping, be able to take something with me camping. And a lot of my full coverages are big and they're not camp-worthy projects because I stitch on scroll rods. So that way I can do my big project for the 5 days I'm at home and take the smaller non-full coverage with me to camp and work on it at camp. So that was my thought process. Plus it gives me 50 of my WIPs that I will at least touch over the next year because some of mine have not been touched. This is Tea and Cookies. This is not Tea and Cookies. This is the fabric and floss for Tea and Cookies. Well, we will hold off on this until I come across the pattern because I don't see it over here. When I find it, we'll do that one. So anyways, that's how I'm doing my full coverage. This is Early American series. The Early American series is one that I got from a local shop to me. It's in Ohio. It's by Little House Needleworks. I started it May 13th, 2019. I did not do any stitches on it this year. Can't believe I didn't do any stitches on this year. Wow. I really thought I did stitches on this year. I'm going to have to double check that because I thought I did. Maybe I didn't because I don't have it on scroll rods. So maybe not. This would have been when I took it off last year. So anyways, I'm just talking to talk. This is how far I am. I am doing this with Valdani threads. It is a conversion that the shop had. And I bought all my Valdani threads there. I am not a fan of Valdani threads. I can tell you that is something I have learned. I won't use them. After this project is done, they will be done. So I have John Hancock, Betsy Ross, Martha Washington, Paul Revere, and Molly Pitcher. So I have 3 more. 1, 2, 3, I believe. And then I have one that I'm going to do at the bottom that will make this more like a hanging big bell pull, for lack. It's not really going to be a bell pull, but that's how I'm envisioning finishing it, with like a wooden rod and just hang it over the rod so that it can hang. Put some quilt fabric on the back, some of the, you know, colonial fabric. I have some in my stash, but that is where I am with this piece. I've been putting them all together, kind of alternating blue and red borders. They're fun to stitch. That's why I'm really surprised I don't have this any stitches on this year, because I do like stitching on it, to the point that I kind of thought I would have a finish coming up in the next year on this. But if I'm only doing a week, I don't know that I'll get it finished. So I won't even put that out into the Cosmos, because that won't happen. So there's that. It's Early American series. That one I definitely need to get a picture of too, because I don't think I have a picture of that. How we doing? That's one bin down. Let me start pulling from up here. What do we got up here? Museum shelf, Heaven and Earth design. This has not been stitched on this year, I know, because it's been calling to me, and I have not. I've resisted the urge to pull this out. Trying to look at my, started it September 6th, 2020, another Amy Stewart shelf. It is a big one for sure, as you can see, very big. And let me get you in here closer so I can, this is where I've gotten to. Oh, get my little threads out of the way. I love that frame, how it looks with the frame on the border. But you can see I've started kind of coming across, because sometimes it just makes more sense to work your thread across and down. But that's where I am. I do like this pattern itself. I just got so many big projects, and there's just never enough time in my day. So that's Museum Shelf. This is Twin Towers. This is a small one that could easily be finished if I stitched. It is very small. Twin Towers is, it's an artisty design, 250 by 165. I started August 31st of 2020. This year I put 3,045 stitches in. So this is where we are. It's not big, as you can tell. It is not a big design. Matter of fact, I think this is the bottom here. I think we're at the bottom. Pretty sure. Maybe not. There's some more stitches down there, so maybe I'm not down at the bottom. We're close, though. We should be close down there. So I do work on this around 9/11. It is on my WIP Go board. It will get some attention. It's got big blocks, not a lot of confetti at all, and the stars have some confetti, but for the most part it's just big blocks of color because they're buildings. So it's fun. It's a nice little stitch, and I'm doing that 1/1 full cross. I just keep reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. Oh, we got two for one that time. What do we got here? Okay, Animal Kingdom. This is My Amazing Animal Kingdom by Amy Stewart. Crystal is doing this one, and we're trying to come up with a plan because she really wants to make progress on hers. So we're trying to come up with a plan for next year, 2024, and how we can do that together. She is so much further than I am, so much further. So this is 999 by 765, and I started it October 20th, 2020. This year I did 1,969 stitches, and that's all the further I am. It seems like I should be a whole lot further than what I am. I like the Amazing Animal Kingdom. It's going to be a fun shelf to do. It is big. It is a big one. That's how wide it is. So give you an idea for sure. It has a lot of space to go. So I don't know. I was toying with a weekend a month, but you know, then that takes away from other stuff. And do I work on the ones that are closer to a finish, or do I do the ones that are calling to me, or you know, how do you do your stuff? I'd love to know how you come up with your plans, because we sit on Zoom and try and come up with plans. This is Happy Campers by Jeffrey Severn. 675 by 507. I have not touched this year at all. And I really like this pattern. But yet, I haven't touched it this year. So, let me show you where I am. My goodness, I'm playing with threads. This is where I am. And I like this one because it's got all the animals playing on the camper in the woods. But I can't get out of the woods. It is a big one as well. This is how wide. Definitely a big one. But now this is one I toyed with doing the Royal Row method a little bit. And then I realized that if I did that, I'm going to be in all blue for a very long time. So then I just kept going with it on the diagonal. Okay. I'm going to have to take a lot of pictures, you guys. We're going to have to call this the WIP Parade Part 1. Okay, what do we got here? Next, California Dreaming. I like this one too. I'm seeing a trend, right? So this is one Jen the Caffeinated Stitcher is working on, but she is way further than I am because I'm more consolidated in my stitching, and she'll work wherever. She doesn't care. She just goes wherever. I'm too nervous of being in the wrong spot. So, nope. This is California Stitching. I started to go across Royal Row method, as you can tell. I don't remember why. I was doing something. But this is as far as I've gotten. I love the bird. Love the bird. But I'm probably going to come back and start filling in the diagonal across, I think. I got on this Royal Row's kick, and it's great. But once you get so far, I think I need to just come back and fill in, and then I can work across some more. Maybe I just was looking for some easy stitches for a change. I don't know. But California Dreaming, that's one of the ones I like to stitch on too. It's a big one. You can tell I got some big ones. That's why I'm debating. Do I keep going with the ones that are closer to a finish? What do I do? What do I do? What would you do? You probably would not have started all the things. That's what you would have been saying. This is Holiday Quaker by Lila Studio. I did do some stitches on this one this year. I know I did. Holiday Quaker got a whopping 225 stitches this year. And that is, I started it December 24th, 2021. I am putting it on, I want to say, boy, I think this is I don't have the fabric card, but I'm pretty sure that this is one of the Grace Notes fabrics because I really love stitching on their fabrics. I think this is her Joy of the World again. I really like that color, huh? So I started down in the left-hand corner, and that's as far as I've gotten. So I know what I've done this year was this red Quaker. Let me see. Down here is where I am. And that's what I was working on. I probably had a prompt and needed to do something in red. And that's how I ended up with this. I'm stitching at 1/1 on 25 count. That's why I think it is definitely a Grace Notes fabric for sure. I just didn't write it on my card. So hopefully I wrote it someplace else. If she's watching, she'll tell me. And she'll say, Carly, you're a knucklehead. This one I know I already have pictures of. So. Oh. This is Nightshade by Sheena Pike. This was a new start this year. I'm doing it. It was a rack from Diana Thomas. She gifted this to me after we were at the Grace Notes retreat. She was working on hers and I commented how much I liked it. The colors on it. She started on the other end as me because I always start in the top left corner. So not much to look at. But let's see. I believe Nightshade, 1,056 stitches there. So there's that. 450 by 600. I started at August 30th, 2023. And this is by Sheena Pike, if I didn't say it. And I have it in my Grace Notes bag that I got from Retreat. Made by Black Cat Stitchery. I think I need pictures of that one. All Hallows Eve by Erica Michaels. This was, look, it's in a bag, that's in a bag, that's in a bag. This was a mystery box from Garon Stitchery. I started it. I'm not real happy with my fabric. This is going to be a restart. I don't think that it's enough of a pop of anything. I'm going to restart this on different fabric. This is the called for, but that's all I've gotten. I haven't worked on it at all this year because I've been struggling with, do I restart it on different fabric? What do I do? And I've just decided I'm just restarting this on different fabric. So basically I have everything in here. This is the pattern. I have everything in here, but see how everything is popping on this fabric? In the picture, it looks so much different than this. So I just think the fabric is too dark. This dye is too dark. So I'm going to go with something a little bit lighter. That's my plan. So I've been keeping everything together for this all in one package so that I don't lose it. So that's a restart. So I don't know whether to consider that in the WIPs. I'm not going to consider that part of my WIPs because it's a restart, right? This is Anzac by Long Dog Samplery. Here it is. Anzac, I've done some stitches this year. It was one of my daily 30 pieces for the yearly. And Anzac. I did 3,972 stitches on it. I am doing it in DMC, let's see, 3808 from a card that I was gifted. It is on a piece of Paddock Lane Designs. I believe she calls it Neapolitan because it has Paddock Lane Designs. It's from Australia. This is a piece about Australia. And this is where I am. It's got 3 colors, the pink, the brown, sands, and the blue skies. And that's how far I've gotten this year. So this is an easy take to retreat stitch. So it may become a retreat stitch for me and just use it at retreats because it's one thread. All I need is the pattern with me and a Q snap and I'm going. I'm golden, golden, golden. Okay, just jumping in. This is a Rosie Night. Rosie Night. A Rosie Night. Let's see. I believe I do. This is artwork by Chong Kook. This is one of my earlier ones. Hold on, I buried my papers. Ugh. I buried my list. Of course it would be way down here. Okay, a Rosie Night is, I started this October 21st, 2019, so it's one of my oldest. My oldest WIPs are in 2019. It's only 2023. This one, I don't know what called me to it. I think it's the colors. 400 by 557. I did 1,428 stitches on it this year. And basically got to her wing. So that's how far I've gotten. Oh, Sorry. So that is a Rosie Night in my Garon bag. And you can tell it's one of my older ones because, look, bobbins. And I no longer bobbinate my threads, but I am trying to use the ones I do have bobbinated. I prefer drops. I use Annie's Keepers, which, by the way, you can get those at Grace Knows Fabrics website now. I don't know if it's on our website, but if it's not, it's coming because she can now sell those. The next one I have is Rise of the Witches. Rise of the Witches is a smaller Hade. It's 150 by 400, so it's long. It's Lisa Parker is the artist. I started this January 4th, 2020. I did 3,794 stitches. This one has been a start and a restart, I think, 3 times. I am now no longer going to restart it. I am going with it, but this is how far I've gotten. But you can see it's a long one, but it's narrow. So I'm working. My goal, I would say, for this year, if I'm doing the in the caffeinated crafter way, my goal is to finish this so it's all even. So finish this out, which I should be able to do that with a week solid of stitching, I think, pretty easily. So, so really my goal is a week on my WIPs. So when they get called, I've got US Travel Shelf that I'm doing the first week of each month. That's the SAL that I'm doing. Then I'm going to have my WIP Go, whatever is called. That's going to be the second week and the third week, those 2 numbers. I will work on those projects. Then I still have the 4th week of the month and I'm kind of toying with what I want to do. Do I want to pick something that's closest to a finish and work on it until it's finished? Or do I want to pull Stargazer and just work on Stargazer that week and give it a week a month? Do I want to pick like my top 4 and do them 4 weeks out of the year? I don't know. There's so many ideas and I don't know. I might just make it a free-for-all and be like, well, whatever I feel like stitching on that day. This is Stony Creek's Flamingo Stocking. I have plans to do Krynic threads for the lighting to give it that bling bling. And Ronnie is doing from Garon Stitchery, was it Ronnie Socket to Me Sal? So I'm probably going to join in on that with this one. I'm trying to figure out where I'm at, sorry. So this is, I've got a long ways to go, but this is where I'm at so far. Lots of pinks and blues, so a lot of fill-in stitching. This is going to be an easy stitch. I think it would be an easy stitch. I did not put the fabric down, but I'm pretty sure that this is a Grace Notes fabric. Maybe. It might not be, but I'm pretty sure it is. So, and I have this little flamingo needle minder that is with that. I need to put that in here, not on my fabric. So that is Flamingo Stocking, and that is in my flamingo bag from Garon Stitchery. And I don't think I've done stitches on that this year. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Let me just double check on my list, just in case those of you want to know. I don't even see it on my list. Oh, Pink Flamingo Stocking. Nope, didn't touch it this year. Started November 20th, 2020. I know I started it because of Sheila on Sunshine Stitchers. It's 147 by 231. That is why I started it, because she was doing it, and I was like, oh, I gotta have a flamingo stocking. This is a fun one. It's Heaven and Nature Sing. It's a full coverage. It's not a big one. 244 by 325. I started it September 28th, 2020. It's by Donna Gelsinger, and shamefully, I have not touched this one this year either. I just can't even imagine. But I haven't. But it's not big. Look, it's definitely not big. This one really perplexed me because, there is a lot of confetti over here in this tree. A lot of confetti. But once I got away from that, I started really enjoying it. So, you see, I went with started across the Royal Rose. Here's the problem. if I keep doing the Royal Rose, I'm going to have all the easy stitches, and then I'm going to run into the snowman and all the things below that, and it's going to turn into a nightmare of confetti again. So not sure how I'm going to continue on this, but I am wanting to do 500 stitches a month. I have it designated as my full coverage fanatics by the numbers. So 500 stitches a month I can easily do in a day. So even if I do one day a month on this, that's my plan. I don't know what day it's going to be. I may just randomly do on a, like if I'm good to stop on a Friday, I might pull this out on a Friday night and do 500 stitches for my weekly project. I might make it, it might go to camp maybe a weekend, and I'll give it a good weekend. I don't know. It is on my WIP Go board, so we will see. I should have put some of this stuff away. I just keep stacking it up. Autumn Owl is a Heaven and Earth design, and Autumn Owl is by Anya Kai, K-A-I, 225 by 289. I started this March 22nd, 2020. I have not done any stitches on this year. This was a, Jessie Marie made me do it. One of her old videos popped up in my feed, and I was watching it, and she was stitching on this and talking about how much she enjoyed it. And I thought, that is so cute. I love those colors. That will be really cool with this little Starbucks cup sitting in my coffee area at work. I just thought, can't go wrong. So I started it. I haven't made it to the pretty colors yet. I'm still in the background. But I got my little coffee cup needle minder. But that's as far as I've gotten on it. My end bars my husband made for me. I had scroll rods and not enough end bars, so he made those for me. Anyways, hopefully this will see some attention this year. It's on my WIP Go board. And Jessie Marie, I found out UFO'd her, so she never even finished it. So shame on you, Jessie Marie. Get that back out. Get to working on it. I don't even know if she watches my videos. Somebody will tell her that watches my videos, I'm sure. I have here Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower. It is on 25 count Barbara, Bright Grace Notes Fabrics. See if I got the, well, nope, that's the pattern. I don't know if I'll be able to insert a picture, but I'll try. If I have a picture, I will insert it. So this is Barbara. And I have done stitches on this, Huckleberry Farm. Let me look here. I know I did, Huckleberry Farm. 2,375 stitches. So basically I'm up at the top, if you can see. I finished the butterfly, and I've started working my way around, and up here, there's a bear up here in the house, but can you, let's see if I can get it up here closer that you can see. And I'm pretty sure, did I write it down? Yep, I'm doing this 1/1. But look at that butterfly. I just love it. Just love it. I almost gave up because I started with the yellow of the butterfly, and I thought, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. But then once I got that black in there and the gray, it just sang. So it's a fun stitch too. All of these are fun stitches. You hear me keep saying that, but it's true. They are. I do better, more progress on my full coverages because I don't really have to count than I do on projects like these where I have to count and make sure I'm going to the place I'm supposed to go. And this is in a bag that was gifted to me by my sister from Crafty, I can't read it. I think it's Crafty Kathy, maybe. I don't know. Can't read it. But it's a Mary Poppins bag. And it used to house my Mary Poppins, but that was a finish this year. So no more Mary Poppins. This is Harbor Haven. I know I have not had any stitches in this. It's a series that I'm trying to do. I've not stitched anything on it this year. So disappointed, but this is as far as I've gotten. It's the first one. I planned on doing this. See, there's 12, I believe, panels that will go together. So a long way to go. It's a lot to manage this longer, narrower. But I plan on finishing this so it can hang above my closet, right above me. Because I think it will be the right size once it gets done. But that's as far as I've gotten. I still have a long ways to go. Some of these I will insert pictures. Some of these I might not, because if I can't find the picture right now, I don't even know where the rest of my things are for this. I just have my working copy in there that I've been highlighting on. Okay. Pulling out some more. This is on Fortnite Fabrics Peanut Butter and Jelly. This was a round robin from last year that I did with a group of ladies. And it is a, do I have the pattern in here? Yes. So it is a Rosewood Manor, Dreaming of Tulips. And we each picked up a different flower, and we called it our Dreaming of Sal, and we passed it around. I got mine back. Some of them are still doing it because it doesn't finish it. But mine, I did this motif. And then it passed around to the other people that were in the round robin. And you can see they put their initials and they did their motifs. And I love it. And I decided I wanted to keep it and finish stitching the rest myself, because I was already in a different round robin this year and I didn't want to overtax myself. So I have not done any stitches on this year. But I just love how that's looking on that fabric. And it's Peanut Butter and Jelly by Fortnite Fabrics. I'm not even sure what's going on with Fortnite Fabrics anymore. I don't know if they're still doing fabric. I don't know. I haven't seen any posts or anything from them. So you may not be able to get this anymore. But this is on a 32 count. And I believe 2/2 is what it looks like. I'm guessing. Totally guessing. But I will need to do a picture of that one too. I'm going to have to do a lot of pictures today. Lots of pictures. This is Feliz Navidad. I stalled out on this. This was a Sal that Gary and Ronnie started, I think, 2 years ago. And I have not stitched on this in 2 years. Let me see. I'll tell you when it started. 2020, December 10th, 2020. It's a Blackbird Designs Feliz Navidad, 125 by 203. That's as far as I've gotten. And I stalled out because I got frustrated because you can't see the bee on my fabric. I don't think so. Maybe I can in person, but you certainly can't. And the C was even worse. So I just kind of went, you know what? I need to put this in timeout. I do want to stitch it, but I got to figure out some color changes for some of those letters. So we'll see how that goes. I just keep grabbing a handful, All right, this is ABC Sampler, Little House. On 28 count Lugana lamb's wool is the color. This is a series. I am doing all 12 houses. I started in the middle, but my plan is to do all 12 on one piece. This is where I started. Let's see if I can get this out. Little House Needleworks. And you can see I've got no stitches on this year. I'm starting to feel that's a trend. Oh, I fibbed. Nope. No, I didn't. ABC Samplers. Yeah, nope, that's this one. Yeah, nope. No stitches on it this year. Started December 9th, 2020. Jamie, you're going to make sure I touch all these things, right? This is A Place of Her Own. It's by James Christensen. I have not done much on this one. 1,456 stitches. Not a whole lot to talk about. Not a whole lot to see yet. I'm in this green tapestry up in the corner. And that's all it is. Just greens and blacks. So not much to show you there. I like this one. And I've been watching a friend stitching it. And she's almost done with hers, Lydia. She's almost done with hers. I saw a recent picture. I think she's just got this section right here. And I'm still up here in this little section up here. Gonna be there for a while. But I do like it. I like to read. And I think that's why it calls to me. But it didn't call me loud enough this year because I didn't get any stitches in it. This is going to be a restart. This was Christmas Bears. I don't even want to show you this one because this is going in my UFO list. This is the design. It was a free pattern by Al Forrest Embroidery. I thought it would be a great way to use up some scraps of fabric and make little ornaments, you know, and that's as far as I got. I didn't do much. I think putting it into some of those little boxes maybe would be a benefit that I was showing you on our last video that my sister did for me. That might motivate me because it'll be something small to stitch on, but I just don't pull it out. So to me, it's a UFO. I need to set that someplace different. I know right where that's going. UFO. At least timeout. This is another one that's going to be a timeout. It's a Disney World map. It is just not feeling it. Not feeling the Disney at all. I got this great big honking piece of fabric. I got a hand. Didn't even stitch really on this. I don't know that I want to completely put it out of its misery and make it a UFO. So for right now, it's just a timeout piece. It is very big. 999 by 708. And it is from Xana Cross Stitch on Etsy. If you're interested, I don't know. It's not calling to me, so I haven't made the plunge of, and I've been stitching it from my master set, so I haven't pulled floss. It just has all that fabric. But that one is going into the timeout bin. This one is a Gecko Rouge pattern. I started, it was a birthday start, and I don't have it here, so it must be somewhere else. So we'll set that aside. It must be on a scroll rod. Oh, this was a birthday start too, Seeking Refuge. It's on 32 Count Lugana. I started on my birthday. It's by the Scarlet House, and hold on, Seeking Refuge. I did no stitches on it this year. Started it June 10th of 2020. And a lot of people have finished it already. Not me. So this is where I am. And I've changed the color on the top. I was doing the brickwork on the house, as you can see. So I've got more brickwork to do, and then I'll fill in with the red. And it's got another tree and stuff. And then people will put, looks like this. So, Seeking Refuge. When the world seems to be out of control, I find a way to, what does it say? I find a way to nurture my soul. Seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety no longer I dread. And that was during COVID, and it just sang to me for my birthday start. So the house has got a lot of stitches. I'll be happy if I get the house done this year. So, you know, let's get the house done this year. I can do that, right? And I'm a completionist, so I know some people don't put the bottom border on it because it's a lot, it's full coverage, but, you know, process stitcher, so for me it's not about the finish, it's just about having fun stitching it. So I will be having fun stitching this. It's funny because I want to do a week on each project, but as I'm looking at these, I'm starting to feel the caffeinated stitcher come out of me going, you should be able to do this, and you should be able to do this. Why don't you write your goals down and make it happen, Carla? You can do it. I hear you, Jen. I hear you. I'm not listening to you, but I hear you. Little House Needleworks, Little House Neighborhood is this one. This was a Pass the Stash. It came to me from Lisa Lane at Paddock Lane Designs. And this one I really have had fun stitching on. I just love the colors, love stitching on this. I'd made a lot of progress on, I took it on camping trip. We were there for a week. I did 5,765 stitches on it. So, I mean, let's be real. Look at these colors. Just love these colors. They're just, oh. So obviously since my flosses are so long, I'm doing a loop start. So I must be doing this 2 over 2, I'll bet. Yep, 2 over 2 on a Paddock Lane fabric called Dusty. She sent me the fabric along with the pattern, and I love this and how it's turning out. So check it out. I know none of my stuff is ironed. It gets ironed before it gets finished, right? So that's where I've made it to. Love stitching on this. This definitely, I would like to see a finish this year. I think I could make a finish out of this. Right? I think I could do it. Or get it pretty darn close. I'm going to say, let's get a finish, right? Jamie, you hearing all these, are you writing this down? Jamie will hold me to it. I know she will. She'll be like, Carla, how are you coming along with your Little House Neighborhood, Carla? That's what you got friends for, right? They hold you accountable. And Stitchy friends, enable. Game of Swans. This is by Long Dong Sampler. It is on Grace Notes Twilight on 32 count even weave. I am doing this 2 over 2. I am using miscellaneous silks on this. I don't know. This is kind of on the fence of a restart because I just kind of pulled a bunch of different silks that I had. Scraps of silks. Didn't really come up with a very good plan in my opinion. Here's the pattern. That's my working copy. And I don't know. I'm debating on a restart. I don't know. Or if I stick with it because I messed up, number one, somewhere. So this is where I've gotten to. But somewhere I am off. And I don't remember where. Maybe I fixed it. Maybe I fixed it. I don't know if I fixed it or not. I'm not 100% sure. Because it seems like this side is closer than this side. So I might have decided to just go from the middle and work out. I'm not really sure what I did. Don't know. I'll be making some adjustments, I'm sure, with my border somewhere. So that's where I'm at. I'm actually further than I thought I was. So I've been writing on the back what I've changed colors to. I don't know. And this was Game of Swans. I did 1,998 stitches. I do have it marked as timeout. I wrote, fix the effing border. So I must have messed up my border. Because I wrote it on there, fix the effing border. I must have been frustrated with that one. So I don't know, that one might come back out of the timeout. Maybe I won't put that one in timeout. Sorry, my bin's a little bit further than I thought it was. Okay. All right. This is my Gecko Rouge Mrs. Brightside. This was a birthday start for me. It's a Gecko Rouge kit. I have it on my scrolls. I've not done anything on this year, I'm pretty sure. But it is a small, and it's block color, so that makes it an easy stitch for a retreat. I did 1,033 stitches on it this year. I started it June 10th, 2022 for my birthday. And it is block. When I say block, it is definitely block stitches. I'm working it across as a royal row method because it is blocked all the way down. it'll be easy. It's an easy stitch. So it's Thomas Fedro is the artist, and that's as far as I've gotten. It's not a huge piece. You can tell it's not huge, but it's different. It's interesting. Like I said, process stitcher. So it's interesting, and I enjoy stitching on it because it's kind of a no-brainer, easy retreat piece. I have all of my colors on my wooden wheel, my Hobbit wheel. I moved all my colors over to it, so it makes it very easy. They're numbered 1 to 30. Super easy. If you've not gotten a Gecko Rouge pattern before, you can get these on, you can get them as a PDF as well. I think that one, I need a picture, I'm pretty sure, maybe. Okay. This one I'm not going to show you because this is my Rudolph set, and I finished my Rudolph Claris, and I'm not sure that I'm going to start any more for this next year of these ones. So that's in the to be started. So that empties that bin. Okay, you ready? This is Dragonkin. I will pull Dragonkin out. Dragonkin is one I started originally for my husband. Not sure that he's too keen on it. At the time, when I started it, he was all into like this games, and seemed like a gaming thing from what do you call it? What is the name of that? World of Warcraft, because it has dragons and elves and all the things. Anyways, not much to look at yet. I started this September 9th, 2020. I did 2,729 stitches on it. It is by Ann Stokes. It is a Heaven and Earth design. Sorry, I've got it on my roller frame, and I put rubber band around it so it wouldn't come undone. And it's getting hung up on my strings because you don't want the roller frame to come undone, right? All of that just to show you this. Not a whole lot. Still in the background. Still working the background. So I have seen people that have stitched this, and it is beautiful stitch. So I am looking forward to stitching more on it. But as of right now, I'll have to wait until it gets called and try and make some progress on my big pieces. That's the name of the game this year. A week and make progress. And if something gets finished, then I'm going to dedicate that time to another project and make progress. Maybe that's when I'll do whatever's next closest to a finish. Maybe I should keep the whatever's closest to the finish close to the front of all of my WIPs so that I know, okay, I've got extra time. Let's work on this one and get it done, right? Which one would it be? Like, could I do the house? Probably could. I don't know. All right, what do we got here? Take It Easy. I like this one too. Oh my gosh. This is a Jeffrey Severn pattern. Heaven and Earth Designs. I like this one. It's the moose. A moose is hanging from a tree, and all the animals are sleeping. I have this on my Omnic frame, and I'm still in the tree. I have not done any stitches on this year. I know without a doubt, because it's another one that's been kind of calling to me, but I haven't had the opportunity to pull it out because of all the other things taking up my time. So this hopefully will see more love in this coming year. Okay, let's see. Yes, because I have it messing around with these scroll rods, and I put little socks over the end of my Omnic frames because it's got the dowel rod and the little socks just to help protect it and keep my rods from sliding when I don't want them to. I much prefer having them with the sidebars, but they're expensive, so you know what? I can't afford them. I had to quit buying them because I'm like, this is ridiculous. I can't be affording to have them all on. I would love to, but my bank account doesn't like it. All right, Rainbow Magic Study. That one's a fun one. This was a restart because initially when it came out, it was just the Magic Study. And then when the rainbow version come out, I was like, nope, got to do the rainbow version. I like it better. It's got more color. It's easier to see all the elements. So, but it's had very little stitches, if any, this year. But that's where I'm at. I still like stitching it. So Rainbow Study, let's see, what, if any, did I do anything on it this year? 1,070 stitches, so it did get some love this year. Not much, but it got some. I'll take some over none, right? Let me get this back in here. Hello, there we go. Where's Samantha, right, Jamie? Jamie's like, is Samantha going to be there? Are you going to take her out with these scroll rods? This is where it's going to get interesting watching me flip around with these scroll rods. Because I don't even know why I'm putting them back in here, because I'm going to have to take pictures, for goodness sakes. All right. Maybe that'll be tomorrow's adventure, right? Night Walk Down. Night Walk Down is on 28 count Jobelin. Fabrics by Stephanie. I'm doing it 2/2. The fabric name I'm doing it on is called Melody. Hold on. It is on my roller frame rods. And I have not done any stitches on her this year. I had such good plans when the year started. I was going to do 2,300 stitches on all of my WIPs. Well, some of my WIPs got a lot of extra, and some of my WIPs got nothing. So, this is on Melody by Fabrics by Stephanie, and that's as far as I have gotten. Can you see her? Yeah. And that's it. A lot more to do on her. A lot more to do. Just haven't had the time. And I do put the bands because if you've worked with roller frames, they've got very sharp tacks. And so I put bands around them, rubber bands, just to make sure that they don't come apart and poke my fabric or poke me. Or all right, next up, what is this one? Oh, this is going to become a UFO. This is the craft room cell. It was by Paddock Lane Designs. I failed. Just really failed. This is as far as I've gotten. Somewhere I messed up over here. I did not keep up with this cell at all. The fabric is by Grace Notes Fabrics. It was specifically dyed for this pattern. But I think it is going to become a UFO. If nothing else, it is definitely going in timeout. I'm taking it off of these scroll rods, and it will go in timeout at the very least. So this I need to keep over here so I don't forget to do that. Next up is a cell I started. This is on Volcano Stitching. It says 5923, 28 count even weave opal. Let's see if I can get it out here. My mom made this bag. It's a little tight at the top. So this is by, it's Christmas window number 5, and it's by Sarah Germani. And I think you can see the window. Did I do it? My camera timed out, so let's try this again. I was asked if I did not do any stitches on this year. I know I did stitches at the end of the year last year, because I started it December 20th, 2022, and that's probably why I didn't get any stitches this year. So here's the top windows, I believe. I believe it's the, where did I put it? I just had it in my hand. Yes, this is the top windows. You can tell. And I did the window frame and started doing the buildings in the snow. And on, you can see that opalescent is so cool. So cool. I like Volcano Stitches fabric too. It's nice fabric. And opal, you know, I got plenty of fabric left on this that I could trim off if I wanted to trim some off. But, you know, if I trimmed it off, then what would I do? So that is that. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself and you're seeing stuff you haven't seen before. Here's project. This is Cinnamon Stars. This one is by Plum Street Sampler. I was sent this in a Pass the Stash from somebody on Facebook. She was wanting to sell it. I offered to buy it. She said, I'm just sending it to you. Okay. And I have been working on it, but none this year. So this is my working copy. Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street Sampler. I've done some color changes. Look, you can tell. I've got floss away bags. I started putting them on floss cards. Did I write down what this fabric is on here? I did not. It looks like a linen. It is a linen of some sort, but that's as far as I am. So I started doing the white to start filling in the stones and stuff. I've been using variegated. I've been doing it with the called for colors. So we'll see. I've got not, I don't want to say it's not doable. The house is the biggest part. And once the house is done, the rest is going to be simple, right? It's just a lot of color changes. And I think I shy away from this just because of how I have my floss is not user friendly for me and my stitching style. And I could switch it up and I should switch it up, but I haven't yet. I mean, I've got everything in here. Bobbins. I don't know. I think, oh, here. It's on 32 count flax Belfast. So that's the fabric. I don't know. I thought maybe this one would be a potential finish for this year, but obviously not. It didn't even get any stitches in it. Not a single one. I didn't do a WIP Parade, I don't think, last year, so maybe this will help me be accountable. Maybe Jen will reach out and be like, girl, do all the things, switch all the stuff, do all the stuff. This one I did do some stitches on. This is Chocolate, Chocolate, and More Chocolate by Randall Spangler. 3,498 stitches. I started it December 30th of 2021. This was a rack from Colleen and Corinne at Grace Notes Fabrics. I had it in my wish list because Rachel is an Oreo fanatic. And I thought when I saw this about the Oreos and her, so that's why. And this is where I've gotten to this year. So I have made some good progress. I'm in the bowl. You can see the chocolate in the bowl. So I'm doing it on the diagonal. I should have a lot of fun with this. It's not huge. It's manageable. So it's something small I can travel with if I had it kitted up. But I don't know that I have the floss kitted for this. A lot of mine I have on master sets and I'm just, oh, I did pull it. I do have the floss for this. It's in, it's on Paco. So I can grab my floss and go, and it goes, it can travel with me. It's in a big bag that the zipper has been broken on that my mom had made for me, but the zipper broke. Okay. This one is Trick or Treat 2. It's another Randall Spangler. And I started doing this one in the Royal Row method. Like it so much better as a Royal Row because I feel like I'm getting someplace. Started this October 9th, 2020. I did 3,893 stitches. You can tell when I switched my stitching to doing 1 week on a WIP, because that's when I started seeing big numbers. So I started the Royal Row. I was all over in here, and I worked my way all the way across. You can right there see the peak of the house. So right there is a little bitty peak of the roof of the house. And I should be seeing the moon over in here. But look, we are getting somewhere now. Getting somewhere. And it's fun. Fun stitch. A lot of confetti in those leaves. But you know, that's the name of the game. 1 stitch at a time, right? 1 stitch at a time. So that's Trick or Treat 2 by Randall Spangler. It's in my bag. Okay. My thingy fell over. Let's see, what do we got? Some things I don't even know what it is. What is this? Oh, well, these are finishes. I'll show you these. I decided I was going to fully finish these. I need to cut them off and make them into ornaments. So I finished 3. This was from Madam Ice. I had to think about it. There's one more that's a snowman blowing a coffee, but I didn't stitch that one yet. But I think I can trim this off and take these 3 and go do something with it. This was just a scrap of opalescent fabric. But I can make these 3 into ornaments. And I still have lots of fabric left, so I can refabric this and maybe make it a start for some additional ones, some additional ornaments this year. But this needs to go over in my finishings, not here. So let me just, because that needs to go so I can get it off of that scroll rods. And I can finish it, because that's the name of the game this year, right? This one is One Nation. This is by Bygone Stitches. I have it on Slovak Farms, Dirty Country Road. And that she died. Slovak Farms has a YouTube Floss Tube channel as well, if you want to check her out. One Nation. Did I do any stitching on that this year? No, I did not. But that's as far as I've gotten. So there is that. So do you think we can do some stitches on this? I'd love to get to the words. That would be great, you know, to get the flag done. Wouldn't that be nice? Look at. Everybody says, oh, it stitches up fast. It stitches up fast. But those stars are a freaking nightmare. I'm not a big person for stitching on white either. White stitches, white floss, just, I don't know. There's got to be a secret to it. My stitches on white floss always look all boogered up. I don't know. They don't lay right. Very frustrating. So, that is One Nation by Bygone Stitches. And you've probably seen it done many places. I just need to do some stitches. I hear Joan going, Carla, Carla, Carla. Carla, Carla, Carla. Pick one and be done. That's what my husband says. Pick one and be done. I'm like, but I like them all. Don't you like them all? I do. What do we got here? This one is Newcastle Bouquet. This is by Teresa Kogut. I'm doing it on 36 count under the sea fabric called Looking Glass. It's a linen, I know that, and I'm doing it 1/1, I believe. Yes, I'm doing it 1/1. I have done some work on this. Where is it? 1,939 stitches this year. So I've worked my way across to get to the border, and I've been working kind of on the border, and I'll fill this part in. My thoughts were to kind of spider out to get to the borders on this, because the border, I'm told, is a challenge. So hey, who's not up for a good challenge? So what did I say, 1,939 stitches this year. I started this on May 10th, 2020. And it's on Looking Glass by Under the Sea Fabrics, 36 count linen. And it's 1/1. I am loving it. I do like stitching on this when I get it out. I'm not a fan of the white. Again, I think you lose that. I may have to do some outlining when I'm all finished, but we'll wait and see. Because I'm not a good person for backstitch either, so. You know. But we'll see. Once you start filling in other stuff around, things tend to pop more than you think they will. So. Newcastle Bouquet. This is Addie's Window. I started this with Laura King because we thought, let's do the Addie's Window. I did 2,972 stitches on it this year. It's Scott Gustafson. Gustafson is the artist. It is a Heaven and Earth design. It's 625 by 746. And this is where I've gotten to this year. Working my way across, it's starting to lighten up. I was getting bored with being in that dark corner. So I started coming across. Now you can see the leaves. And it's about probably just shy of halfway across the top. And I was doing that royal row. My royal row way. My royal row way. Okay. I don't know why I keep putting these back in the bag when I know I'm going to have to take them back out. But I keep doing it because I'm afraid if I don't do it, I'll lose my bags and not have stuff paired up with what they're supposed to be. So I'll just have to go through and do it again. That's all. I'm talking to myself. The squirrels are running, Jamie. The squirrels are running. All right, that's going to have to be good enough for now. I think I need to take a picture of that one anyway. What do we got here? This is Autumn Quaker. Autumn Quaker. Let's see. This started as a sow with the Sunshine Stitchers. They have since finished that and a whole bunch more. I don't have that I did any stitches on this year either. Boy, I thought I did more stitches. I did, like, it's December 9th and I'm over 180,000 stitches for the year. I did over 20,000 stitches last month. That was my best month. So this is on Picture This Plus doubloon. It's a 28 count Lugana, and I'm doing it 3/2 of Valdani thread pack. Again, beautiful. I've got the thread rolls. Not a fan of Valdani threads, and this is where I am. Beautiful colors. But long ways to go, short time to get there. It's not one of my favorites, and I think it's because, you know, when you're a stitcher like me that's doing full coverage and I'm stitching 1/1, when I pull this out and I'm doing 3 threads, it feels like I'm stitching with yarn. So, but I've started it, that's what it called for, and so that's, now I'm in, like Flynn, I gotta keep doing it, so I'm not gonna restart it, I know that. So I just keep muscling my way through. Maybe it'll become like a daily 30 piece, or I don't know. Something that I just do once in a while. I don't know. Liberty Welcome is the next one. This is a Plum Street sampler. It's on 36 count color and cotton called Luna. I am doing it 1/2. I'm looking to see if I had stitches on this year. 2,410 stitches this year. So I have touched some of my WIPs. This has been fun. So this is Liberty's Welcome. I've started on the roof. I believe I ran out of that gray, and that's why I stopped. I had to order more of the gray. But that's where I am. Liberty's Welcome. And I would show you the pictures of these. However, because they're on scroll rods and they're in scroll bags, I don't crumple up my patterns and put them in with it. It's in a different folder, so I will make sure to insert a picture as I'm doing my editing, which I try to keep at a minimum because editing takes away from stitching time, and as you can tell, Carla needs more stitching time because she hasn't touched a lot of her WIPs this year. She needs all the time she can get. Tell her husband. Put it out in the cosmos, right? If only I was independently wealthy and didn't have to work, I could get a lot of stitches done. Could definitely get a lot of stitches done. All right. What is in here? This will be a surprise. Oh, this is Serena. Let me see. What is this one? I know what it is. Sonora by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I have done no stitches on it. Started at 11/18/2020. Stalled out on it because I really thought the colors were skewed. But then I saw somebody else who has stitched this. And when you get down to the person, these colors look the way they're supposed to look. I think that I just was really kind of befuddled with the colors. It is an Egyptian piece, and it reminds me of Samantha because she looks like Samantha holding the cat. But I'm going to stitch it because I was kind of debating on not and putting it on the UFO pile because I didn't like how those colors were turning out. But when I saw the other person's, her hair, the dark hair, it just, the colors played well. And I was like, okay, I need to go ahead and do it. I'm just going to keep it in my list. It's on my WIP list. Even though it didn't see any attention this year, I've got a newfound love for it again, right? So, Sonora. Then I bet you this one is Tea and Cookies, which I started to pull out the picture for you. This is by Amy Stewart. I saw Beth Ann, a friend of mine, stitching it. She was over to that little green owl, and I was like, what is that pattern? I need that in my life. And now I have it in my life, and yes, another WIP to stitch. And I've not gotten very far. It was a start this year. Let me see. It's a big one. It is a big one. Tea and Cookies. I did 1,112 stitches. I started at February 28th of this year. It is 625 by 426. It is big. And this is as far as I've gotten. But hey, it looks like a flower. Don't it look like a flower to you? It's a flower cookie. So I'm in this cookie right there. See? I'm where I should be. Oh, I don't know. I've lost my mind, I think, sometimes. When I pull these out, it's like an eye-opener. Do I really want to start more projects? Or should I just really focus on getting these ones done? Right? So, but look at the colors of that. This I need to put on. I need to put these on a Peiko if I'm going to stitch this, because these threads on this like this is going to drive me nuts. Jamie knows this is not going to work for me. So if I'm going to stitch on that in any capacity, they're going to get moved to Peikos. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. This was a restart that I didn't start, so we'll put that over there. This one got no attention this year either. I'm 100% sure. Yep, nothing. Got nothing. This is Savior's Praise by the Shakespeare's Peddler. No stitches this year. But it is pretty. This is the stitches I do have. And I do like stitching on it. It's on an even weave. It looks like maybe a mushroom Lugana, maybe. I don't know that I wrote it down anywhere. Oh, look at that. 32 count Zweigart Platinum Lugana. Savior's Praise. So, I know I need to take a picture of this one. All these ones that I didn't touch this year, I need to take pictures of. Now I've got so many, I'm kind of debating to wait until I pull it out for the first time and then do a picture and add it to my stuff. This is Heart of Spring. It's a quick stitch on 25 count. It has not seen the light of day this year as well. Oh my, I gotta get better at my goals, that's for sure. This is how far I've gotten. So, Heart of Spring. And I have that wrapped in my scroll wrap from Toil and Stitchery. I don't know whether to call this a WIP or not. Oh, I'm thinking this is going into the UFO. I think I put it in the UFO already once and I took it out. Now I'm probably putting it right back in there. This is a kit. I don't have the picture, so you'll have to trust me. But it's the sewing machine. I've done quite a bit on it, and periodically I do pull it out and start fiddling with it. It's on Ada that came with the kit. My sister got it for me, and that's as far as I've gotten. I don't foresee me stitching on it this year. I think it's going to go in timeout for the year. It's not something I want to focus on right now, but it's not one that I'm willing to completely give up on yet. Done a lot of stitches, so, but I'm going to say that is a UFO this year. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call that one a, not a UFO, a timeout piece. Okay, I think we are to the last one, and I don't know what this one is, if it's anything. I don't know. Nope, this is nothing. So that was our last one. Because this one is going to be my Alice in Wonderland by Brooks Book Start. I've got the fabric loaded. I've got the middle marked. I just haven't started it. But that's what this is. I need to get that started. Ooh. Get that started at some point. So that, my friends, is all of my current WIPs. Can you believe it? Boy, it seems like I had way more. I must have finished some things. How about that? This is not started yet. Let me put it up there. Sorry. Well, that's not so bad, right? What do you think? If you have any of these WIPs that you're stitching and you want to stitch it with me, let me know. I've got most of these on my WIP Go board. I'm doing the WIP Warriors next year, the challenge. I'm doing the road trip. I am in Adventure Park group. I'm in Fun with Cross Stitch group. Daily 30. It's now a closed group. The WIP Go. Hell Stitching is a group that is a team-oriented group if you're interested in that. Lots of things. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a great Christmas. This is probably going to be my last video for the year. I may do something at the very end of the year just to do a wrap-up of finishes, and do let's see what finishes I've had this year, what FFOs, and share those with you at the end of the year. And, yeah, I think that's it. I hope you stuck it out with me and you had fun and you got lots of stitches in. And if you didn't get lots of stitches in, then at least I was entertaining enough to see what all I've got going on this year. I may do some specific goals for projects. My main goals this year has been to do 1 week per project. If it's a WIP Go, like I said, I'm going to do 5 and 2 or 4 and 3. But the project, the 2 will be stitched on during that week at some way of however it works into my schedule. So, yeah, maybe having specific goals, kind of like Jen the Caffeinated Stitcher did. That's got some thoughts now. I've got some thoughts on that now. So, it's going to be an interesting Zoom conversation as you go through your WIPs and figure out, And when I go back and rewatch these videos, I'm going to sit and contemplate what feasibly could I do on that. Should I have a stitch goal and get that many stitches and move on? Should I have so much I need to do before I move on to another WIP? Should I have getting certain areas done? Should I keep it simple and do the 1 week a WIP? You know, I've really made a lot of progress on my travel shelf, just starting it for 3 months and doing 1 week, the first week of every month on it. The first full week of every month gets my travel shelf. And I look forward to it. So that's kind of fun. So now I'm thinking, should I pick something else to be another week? Or play it by ear and be loosey-goosey? Obviously, playing it by ear has not helped me get WIP stitches on all of my WIPs, because I would just go to whatever I wanted to stitch on. Decisions. What kind of plans are you coming up with for your 2024? Let me know in the description or in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what your plans are. Maybe you can help me come up with some better plans. Right now, for my December, my only plan is to finish whatever I can finish for this month that I don't carry into next year. So, and I want to do some FFOing. So between the FFOing and getting stuff finished that is close to a finish, I'm going to be excited. Like if I I'll definitely get my Haunted Mansion done this weekend. And if I can manage to get my Toil and Trouble done, that's a project not going with me into next year, then what do I do for the rest of the month? Maybe I'll pull out Stargazer. That'll make my husband happy. No, I don't want to pull out Stargazer. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull out something else that's singing to me. What do you think? Maybe I'll just do a new start and spend the rest of the year working on a new start. I want to start Circus Family or Family Circus by Richard Lorenz. If you haven't seen that, I could show that to you. I can show that one to you. If you give me a hot minute. Let me look it up here. I really like it's Family Circus. I just love his artwork. Let's see, view the mock-up. Here is the mock-up. It makes me laugh every time I see it. So of course I need to stitch it. I asked Michelle, hey, can we get this in pattern in as a aid? And she did. So, and within a month she had it posted for me. So thank you, Michelle, from Heaven and Earth Designs. I appreciate this. And there was a couple of other ones, of course, of Richard Lorenz that I had to get. That is, oh, hit the wrong button. Fabiola is one. It's a flamingo, like in a teacup. Come on. Let's see. I'll show you some more, because why not? I got Cletus. I haven't started him yet, but come on, Cletus, come on. I really am just, even if I don't stitch him, the artwork just makes me smile. So, which one is this one? I forgot. Angus. Look at his artwork. I mean, it just brings me joy, right? I don't know. And the recent one I just got, I've seen a lot of people stitching this. This was a FOMO piece for sure. It's Summer Cottage. A lot of people are stitching this. I'm seeing a lot of people stitching this. And I was like, you know, why not? So it was on sale. I'm excited. I'm looking to see if there's anything else that's in here that maybe I didn't show you, but I'm not seeing. I have a lot of things I want to stitch. Definitely have a lot of things I want to stitch. I just need more time to be able to stitch all the things. So, with that being said, I guess I will let you go. I've done my WIP Parade for 2023. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful and blessed Christmas and holiday season. Enjoy your family and your friends, and I will see you later this month with a finish video of all the finishes and fully finished that I managed to do. And I will hopefully in the new year be able to start doing more regular videos, because I am working on getting myself organized. So that was part of this process today, and I appreciate you joining me on this journey. Have a great stitchy time, everyone. Bye.